Today I'm filming the 2020 Corolla Hatchback. This vehicle competes against the Honda Civic Hatchback, also the Subaru Impreza Hatchback. So my question for today's video is, how does this hatchback stack up to the other competition? Looking at the front fascia here of the Corolla Hatchback is in this midnight black metallic color, which I think is a nice color. I don't like black or white colored cars, but I think this color on this Corolla here looks very good. Looking at these headlights, are going to be LED, full LED headlights here with an LED projector bulb, with an LED turn signal, LED daytime running lights. And you do get LED fog lights to the lower part of your bumper. And Toyota does charge you $415 for your adaptive headlights. This grille here is massive. It looks like it's going to basically eat you. The Corolla does have a mean front face. I like the looks of the Honda Civic compared to the Corolla here. There's some nice aluminum like painted trim here. Open up the hood of the Corolla here. This has the company's 2-liter inline 4. It makes 169 horsepower, 151 foot-pounds of torque. It's paired with a CVT transmission. As this one sits, it weighs around 3,000 pounds. The fuel economy numbers are 30 in the city, 38 on the highway, and 33 combined. So it's very good fuel economy numbers if you go for the actual CVT instead of the actual 6-speed manual. And yes, Toyota does offer this in a manual transmission as the starter transmission, just in case you wanted to get the CVT, you have to pay additional charge. But let's look at the side profile of the Corolla Hatchback. So look at the side profile here of the Corolla Hatchback. Starting with these tires and wheels, these are a 225 40 width tire. They're wrapped in an 18-inch rim design. I like the alloy and silver-like finish here. 4 disc brakes for all 4 wheels. If you go for the base Corolla Hatchback, you will get a 16-inch rim, but I would prefer to get the 18-inch. It looks a lot more better, and you can get a all-black alloy finish, just in case the silver and alloy finish is not your favorite color. There's this LED side marker here, and my Tesla does not have a panoramic sunroof or a standard sunroof, which our wheelbase is 103.8 with overall length of 172 inches overall. But let's look at the rear of the Corolla Hatchback. So here at the rear of the Corolla Hatchback, looking at these taillights, I like this clear design that you get with the Corolla Hatchback here. They're full LEDs with an LED turn signal, an LED reverse light, and an LED brake light. There's some badging back here, which is your Toyota emblem, your Corolla name, which is here, and your XSE badge, which is there. Looking at the little part of your bumper, there's this dual chrome tip exhaust, but the actual mufflers are not connected to this part of the bumper. It's actually hitting underneath the bumper. But looking at the cargo back here, this is not an actual power liftgate, but Toyota says you get around 17.8 cubic feet of space. When you fold everything down, guys, I actually looked. I couldn't find the actual final spec sheets, but it looks like you get around 40-ish cubic feet of space or something less than that. If you guys know the actual cubic feet of space when you fold everything down, I want you guys just to comment down below. And lifting up the low floor here, Toyota does give you a spare tire instead of a fix-a-flat kit. So I'm sitting inside the 2020 Corolla Hatchback, closing the door here. The door has a nice solid slam. But to start up the Corolla, just put your foot on the brake and press the start-stop button here. The materials in here are going to be a nice soft touch ejection molded plastic with this aluminum style door handle here. The window controls are going to be surrounded by this black piano plastic. There are express up, express down for all 4 windows. Your mirror controls and your lock controls are going to be here. Looking down here, lower part of your door panel does have additional storage with a cup holder. It's going to be a hard touch plastic. Your dimmer switches, your automatic high beam switch, which is here. There's a lot of Blake buttons here. I'm surprised to see, because this is the XSE trim, is basically the fully loaded trim. I'm surprised to see there's some Blake buttons down there. Looking at the steering wheel here, nice leather wrap steering wheel. There's this pad here. You can cycle through this 7-inch LCD display here for your trip computer, for your driver's assistance, which has lane departure, pedestrian detection with forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring, and a sign reader here. So this thing does come standard with Toyota Safety Sense 2.0 with lane trace assist. There are paddle shifters here. I like the 3-spoke wheel design. It's like the same wheel that's off the actual Toyota Camry, if I'm not mistaken. Your forward collision warning, your lane departure, also your adaptive cruise control, and your radio presets with volume and voice command controls. So here your Toyota emblem is going to be front and center. Your dashboard here has this soft touch ejection molded plastic. This does have the 8-inch Intune 3.0 system, which offers Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is going to be standard for 2020. Looking down here at the center controls is going to have a dual climate control here with your fan speed. There's some actual dedicated buttons here with this nice aluminum look here. Looking down here under the air controls, they're going to be this heated seat. Surprised to see that there's actual cool seats here, but there's additional storage, and there is no wireless charging pad. You have to option that in if I'm not mistaken, but I know Toyota does offer a wireless charging pad on the Corolla. Looking down here, there's a dedicated sport button with your traction control off. Putting the Corolla into reverse here, it does have this backup camera with distance marker but no trajectory, and no front or rear parking sensors. But kicking over here to a manual mode, you do have this CVT transmission. Toyota does offer this in a 6-speed manual, just in case you don't want the actual CVT, but the CVT will have the best fuel economy numbers. Looking down here, there's a electronic parking brake and auto hold. 2 cup holders here. It does fit this bottle of water just fine. Your center armrest here does slide forward and back for good adjustability, just in case you have short arms. Open up the center console here. It does have this storage here. Is going to be very shallow with a charging USB port in here, and also with a 12-volt, just in case you want to have a little bit more connectivity. Looking at the seats really quick, they're not aggressively bolstered. They are very comfortable. They hold you in place. I wish Toyota would have made them just a slight little bit aggressively bolstered. I think the Honda Civic does have a little bit more bolstering, and this does have a 2-tone material with this cloth insert. The upper part of your dashboard here is going to be a soft touch ejection molded plastic, which is a nice premium touch. Also, the dashboard here is going to be a soft touch ejection molded plastic. Open up this glove box here. Is damped, but it's not lined with felt. It's a pretty decent sized glove box. Looking up here, this does have some traditional controls up here for your SOS. This is a incandescent lighting, and this cabin here, you have your dome lightings up here. But overall, the interior here is really nice. I like the 2-tone coloring of the Corolla, but let's hop into the back seat of the Corolla hatchback. So get into the back seat of the Corolla. These doors do not open completely. There's like this floating like roof design here, but get inside the Corolla here. Honestly, if you guys are looking for more space, I think you should go for the actual sedan, because back here, Toyota Racing legroom back here at 29.9 inches of legroom. The floor is kind of flat back here, but you cannot fit 3 full-size adults back here. There's plenty of headroom. I'm only 5'8". This one's over 6 feet tall. I think that might be the limits for this actual roof line here. There's some incandescent lighting back here, some additional storage, but there's no rear air vents back here, no charging ports, anything like that. So it's kind of Spartan back here. The materials are going to be a hard touch plastic, but you do get some storage back here with 2 map pockets. And pulling this armrest down, there's 2 cup holders. But let's take the Corolla hatchback out and see how it performs with that 2-liter engine. So starting off in the 2020 Corolla hatchback, this has Toyota Safety Sense 2.0 that rolls in the pre-collision assist with pedestrian detection, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, lane trace assist, also with adaptive cruise control with the radar sensoring, of course. But overall, the visibility in the Corolla is really good. I like that you have this little side window here. Toyota mounted the mirrors on the actual door frame itself, and like I mentioned, it does have blind spot integrated into the mirrors here. The view from the back is kind of restrained because of this hatchback roof, because of the hatchback design back there. But let's do a slight acceleration. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and the accelerator. I think it has decent amount of power for this segment, because all the cars in the segment don't offer a lot of horsepower. This does compete against the Honda Civic, the Mazda, the Subaru Impreza, so it does have some very good rivals to compete against with. But just driving down the road here, like I mentioned, visibility in here is really good. This does have a lot of standard safety features. But honestly, the Corolla rides really good. This one feels very comfortable. I can't remember good enough if the sedan rides as well, but I know the hatchback does a really good job. But the only thing I don't like is that CVT noise. That CVT noise is not a really good sounding transmission, but Toyota does give you a 6-speed manual, and you have to option in the CVT to get this type of fuel economy, because with the manual, the fuel economy is going to be less, surprisingly, but with the fuel economy in the CVT, you get 30 in the city, 38 on the highway, and 33 combined. So that's very good fuel economy numbers from this CVT here. But CVTs are very buzzy. My foot is not floored, but you can just hear the buzziness of this actual engine here. Driving through this residential neighborhood, this car cruises just fine. I know on the highway the driving dynamics will be even better because you get 38 miles to the gallon on the highway. The steering feeling here is really good. It's very playful because it has a independent front suspension also in the rear. So Toyota went with that design. I think the Honda Civic offer a different suspension setup, but this independent front suspension does really good. It goes over the bumps just fine. Our roads here in Miami are a little crappy, so if you hear road noise, it's because the roads in here are not up to par. They're very, very, very trashy roads. I feel like 0 to 60 maybe in the high 7 to 8 second range, what it feels like. But I'm gonna do a slight acceleration run really quick. I'm gonna put the car into its sport. I'm gonna click the sport mode button here. It's gonna change the gauge cluster up here to a red indentation. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and floor it. And cut power. The steering feel, it feels a little bit more, it has a little more heft behind it in the actual sport mode. It does have paddles. I was in third gear there for a very long time. When I clicked it twice, it didn't upshift me. So I guess the computer does have like this computer programming basically to put, or basically know when to put you into the meat of its power band. So I guess once it was in third gear, it basically had a long rev time when it was in third gear. I'm actually really impressed with the actual driving dynamics of the Corolla here. I like that there's great visibility out this vehicle, but out the rear it's a little restrained because of the hatchback design. The materials in here are very nice, high quality materials, especially the upper part of the dashboard here. It does have the Toyota's Intune 3.0, which offers Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is standard for the 2020. The Corolla is a very fun vehicle to drive, and also is very practical and comfortable as well. But let's talk about pricing for the Corolla Hatchback. After spending time with the 2020 Corolla Hatchback, this vehicle is comfortable, it's practical, it's fun to drive, it has standard safety features, and the resale value should remain strong because it's a Toyota. So how much does a Corolla Hatchback cost? My Tesla starts off at $24,340. It does have some additional equipment, which rolls in the adaptive headlights, which is $415. The paint protection, the Toyota Guard, which is 2 oil changes and filters. With all those options, my Tesla stickers for $31,008. I'd like to give a special thanks to Wilford and Tony for providing me with the vehicle. If you're on the market for a Corolla Hatch, you guys can come to South Dade Toyota and ask for Wilford. And this is my full overview on the 2020 Corolla Hatchback. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at DriveOnReviews, and please keep subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'll catch you all in the next video.